Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. I am so glad to be with you guys today to tell you my result from my third week at Slimming World. However, before we get to that, I will let you know it was a good result. I'm really happy with it. But what I will let you know is that the last week I have felt incredibly bloated. I have maintained my motivation. However, some days I have felt a bit deflated. Now, I think that that's probably down to the really hot weather. Normally, myself and my husband would be out, we would go out for dinner, we would go and get takeaway ice cream, we would go and get things. So it's a bit of I think it's just a bit of a realisation that if I didn't overdo it all of the time, then I would be able to enjoy it when it really matters most. And at the moment, obviously, I know I can have ice creams, I can go out for dinner, but it's not quite the same when you know that you have quite a significant amount of weight to lose. I'm sure a lot of you at home will agree with that comment and that sort of statement about, you do have regrets when you are overweight or obese or morbidly obese or whatever it is. You think, okay, I get it. If I didn't do what I do normally, then I wouldn't be in this position, being overweight. And I also would be able to do what everyone else is doing just now and not have to worry about counting calories or counting sins or being mindful that I don't want to overdo it. And I also don't want to let the cat out of the bag and just be all over everything that I want to eat all at once because I can. So yeah, I felt a bit like that this week. It's been a difficult week at work. It's been a very busy, stressful week at work. Not that it's not normally, but this week especially over the last week or so. And what I will say is that the amount of cakes, sweets, treats, you name it, that have been in my office have not helped. I haven't had any of them at all. I've always been under my sin allowance every single day. And as I've said in a previous video, I can have up to 15 sins a day, but I do choose to have less than that. And that is just a choice. Now, I normally have breakfast, lunch, sometimes I'll have a tangerine or something like that in the afternoon at work, and then I'll have my dinner, and then I usually keep all of my sins for the evening time, where I'll generally have some snacks like Snacky Jacks, maybe some crackers, maybe some extra cheese over and above my healthy allowance, and I'll also maybe have a nice lolly or a little bar of chocolate. The little mini bars of dairy milk, they're 5 cents. So sometimes if I do want a little bit of a chocolate fix, I find that they do help me. But I must admit, I was a little bit worried about going to Slimming World tonight for my weigh-in because I felt really quite heavy, bloated, uncomfortable really, to be honest. And I don't know if it's linked to the hot weather again. As I said earlier, it has been incredibly busy, but I've also had a really busy week at work. It's not been an easy week, just regards how I've been feeling, and I think we all have to give ourselves some allowances. Now, I haven't given myself allowances at all because that's when I generally kind of go off track. Now, I'm either on it or I'm not, so I need to follow it to the T or there's no point in me doing it at all. I'm very much an all or nothing type person when it comes to dieting, losing weight, etc. I'm very much the same with gaining weight. If I'm not in the right mindset or the right frame of mind, I will just go and do what I want to do because I can. So yeah, that's the joys of being an adult. Hey, who knew it? So what I will let you know is that when I went to class, everyone was feeling generally the same. I think some people were shocked at how much they'd lost. A little amount of people were disappointed, I think, thinking they'd maybe lost more than what they did. And of course there are always the maintains, and the maintains I think are seen as a negative thing by a lot of people, but maintains are actually a really good thing to learn how to do. And as I lost lots of weight in the past before myself at home, I did come to a point where I was maintaining more, and it actually became okay because I thought, well, I've maybe not lost weight, but that doesn't mean I've not gained more willpower. It doesn't mean I feel better. It doesn't give me the non-scale victories of fitting into a new top. And this week I have been able to fit into tops that I've not worn to work for a long time. And that's a really good feeling. But despite that, I still felt a little bit worried about going to weigh-in tonight. So before I get into the weigh-in results, what I will just quickly show you guys here is tonight's dinner. So I have made it in advance just because I was at work today. I then went to Slimming World straight after work, came home, made dinner. I'm talking to you guys right now, and I also have an appointment tonight too. So as always, it is busy, busy, busy. So we didn't want a fussy dinner. We didn't want to spend a lot of time in the oven, in the kitchen cooking because it's so hot. So what I will do is just run through what we've got here. So we have got our lean gammon steak. We have some mushrooms with a little bit of spring onion over the top, some salt and pepper. We have Slimming World chips with some cheese and spring onion over the top and salt and pepper. We've got some tomatoes here, cherry tomatoes, and we also have a fried egg, which was cooked in Fry Light. Now, all of this huge plate of food, is 0 sins. The only thing that I have to count on this plate is my cheese, which is a 30 grams allowance for a healthy extra A choice. Now, this will be the first of the day for me having my healthy extra A. I've also still got to have my healthy extra B. So when I come back from my appointment later, I'll probably have some dark rye Vita. I may have some toast, and I'll probably put some cheese spread on it later. The Laughing Cow lightest one is really, really nice. And you can have 5 of the Laughing Cow triangles, the light ones, for a healthy extra A. You can have 5 of them, which is really, really good. And I think if you don't do that, I'm sure it's about 5 or 6 sins. Don't quote me on that because I don't have my book in front of me, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to having this. It has some speed food with the mushrooms and the tomatoes. We've got our protein with our egg and our lean gammon steak, and we have our carbs on the side with our chips that have been cooked in the air fryer with no fat or oil, and we've got a little bit of fat on the plate with our cheese. So this is a 30 gram portion of cheese with some spring onions. So I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, if you guys want to make something quick at home, I would recommend doing this. It took all in all probably less than 10 minutes, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. So the end result, which I know I've kept you guys waiting for, is to let you know that all in all, since I joined Slimming World 3 weeks ago, I have lost 11.5 pounds. So since last week to this week, I have lost 2.5 pounds. In my first week, I lost 7 pounds, and I got my seven pounds half a stone award, which was fantastic. Last week, I lost 2 pounds, and this week I lost 2.5 pounds. So I'm really, really happy. I didn't think I would have lost as much as what I did this week due to the reasons we've mentioned before, feeling bloated, uncomfortable, just not feeling that great about it. But do you know what? I went to class, I weighed myself, and I was accountable. I went despite how I was feeling, and I left feeling much, much better and much more positive about the week ahead. So all I've got to do now is get my 1 stone award, which is not too far away, and I'm really, really keen to get into the next number, the number below, which was my initial aim to reach before I got to my next holiday, which is in the middle to the end of July. Now I'm already up way ahead of that, so anything over and above that is an absolute bonus for going on holiday, and I might, depending on how I go over the next week or two, set up a little mini target in my head, and only I will ever know it. I'm not going to share it with you guys. I would never disclose my weight online, but you know, I think we've all got little mini targets that we want to work towards and we have to work towards, and I think if we give ourselves that little bit of a boost at times when we need it, and it gives us that bit of motivation, especially when we've got holidays, birthdays and things coming up, then by all means, if it works, it works. So thank you so much for joining us today on this video. I am really happy that I've lost 11.5 pounds in 3 weeks, and my clothes are definitely feeling a lot more comfortable, a lot looser, and this top in particular, when I wore it, when I first got it, that I can assure you was very, very tight. It's also very, very loose now as well, and it probably fits me how it was designed to fit me when I first purchased it. However, it was pretty skin tight, and I still wore it because I did. So I hope this video has been useful. I hope it has given you guys at home some motivation and some encouragement to continue doing what you're doing because it's working. Any improvements you make on your day-to-day life that you weren't doing a few weeks ago or a few months ago is a benefit to you, regardless of what the scale says. There is always a benefit on the inside that you cannot see. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing at home, and I hope you guys will enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I shall see you on the next one. So take care. Bye.